What's up, guys? Welcome back to another news video. Today we have a post put up from Jagex. In fact, two posts, as you can see. There's two here. One of them is the Fresh Start Worlds changes coming, a new release date. So I think they're pushing it back a little bit. We'll check anyway when we get down through it. And then of course we have the frequently asked questions as well, what you need to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover both of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first one first, this one here, and see how long that takes. If it ends up being a really long video, then we'll do the frequently asked questions in a second one, depending how long that is as well. But we'll go through it. We're going to go talk through everything. I'm going to give my opinion on stuff, see what changes there are, basically finding out everything that you guys actually need to know and what changes there is. A lot of you guys won't know they've added this up until everybody starts talking about it, because they haven't announced it anywhere except for Twitter, I believe, maybe on the Discord. But obviously a lot of you don't know that they've done this from the actual thing. It's just a news post that's been put up. So we're going to take a look. So there's some changes. Let's just see what's going on. This is obviously a good thing, and I have had a quick skim through it, and there's some good things, but I'm going to just see what everything is here. So, Fresh Start Worlds, your feedback. Hey Scapers, thank you so much for all your feedback on Fresh Start Worlds since last week's announcement. We really appreciate your insights as we embark on a new concept for RuneScape. Today we want to give you an update on where we're at with development and on some of the changes we're making. We've heard your comments and we'll be using them to shape Fresh Start Worlds as we work towards release. RuneScape, Fresh Start Worlds is now launching on September 26th, 2022. That is a month away now, so they've pushed it back, I think, a little bit. I don't exactly know where it was before, but that's been pushed back a little bit, I think. Why Fresh Start Worlds? For new players, joining a game that has been running for over 2 decades can be a daunting prospect. We also know that returning players can feel overwhelmed by the speed at which RuneScape has grown in their absence, because it has such a passionate and innovative community. Speaking to both these groups, they have expressed significant interest in playing on a fresh start world, an environment where everyone is on equal terms. Rediscovery can happen alongside other players and where they don't feel 21 years behind the curve. We want to bring new and returning players together in one focused moment to reignite that magical feeling of starting out on a new adventure as a community. We also want them to have a fun and rewarding experience as they work towards rejoining the current game. That's why we're including XP bonuses, boons, and rewards to make an experience that stands out and rewards players in equal measure. Most importantly, when those new and returning players are done with Fresh Start World, they can seamlessly continue their adventure with the rest of us in the main game, keeping their characters' progress and rewards. If we want those players to stay in Gillinor for the long haul, saving their progress in this game mode is integral to that, and this aspect has been a core foundation of our game design from the get-go. So they've basically summed up what their actual goal is with Fresh Start Worlds here. Of course, there's still the other stuff as well of getting the current players in because of all the rewards and racing for world first and stuff. But they did say on the stream that this was going to be their main focus. So hopefully the changes do sort of reflect on that, and we'll see what the changes are. But we're going to go ahead and see basically what it is. So, I mean, so far it didn't really seem like that was the main focus, but we're going to see. Coming changes. While Fresh Start Worlds is mostly focused on attracting returning players, we knew there would be a current adventurers who would be interested in firing up a new character too, whether to race, make a new ult, or simply nab some great rewards. For this reason, your feedback as active players is an important part of the process. Ultimately, we want you to decide whether you want to play or not based on whether it's a valuable experience for you, rather than feeling compelled to participate. Over the past week, you've given us some really constructive feedback to work into our existing event design. Here's how we're taking on board your comments and guide improvements to Fresh Start World. So we've got new membership passcode via bonds. This is huge, of course, and this kind of like takes away most of my issues that we had, and I'll talk about that. But overall, my opinion on Fresh Start Worlds is, if they did it properly, and it was genuinely to get new players back to the game, this is freaking great, man. It's so good. Because obviously, as a content creator, I want more players in the game. Obviously, like, I don't want this to do badly. I want them to do it properly. I want it to do it good. So any sort of that critique that we had was always like, Jagex, what are you doing? This is bad. Like, the only reason we ever say something's bad is because we want them to do better. So my overall thought on this is it's a good idea. It just needs to be done properly, and then it can be good, right? So as long as they've done something good and made changes to make it so that it makes sense for new players, that's fine. But saying that that some people will want to join, like, you added rewards that are going to be worth a lot of money. You added like world first that are going to be like obviously people are going to want to join. You made it so it's so like it's there's a lot of fear of missing out, whether it was intentional or not. From Jagex's point, there's a lot of fear of missing out in here for regular players. Everybody's going to do this if you can get in, especially now with bonds. So this is good. Let's just take a look. We're developing a way to allow RuneScape bonds to be redeemed for a new 14-day membership passcode, ready for launch on September 26th, so that existing players can use their bonds to get membership on a new Fresh Start World account. We will share more information on this in the coming weeks. So basically, you're going to be able to buy a bond in the main game, get a passcode, which is something I was literally talking about this with Ryan Etchie. I don't know if you guys have heard of Ryan Etchie, but I'll link his channel in the description. I was talking about this with him literally last night, I think, actually, saying that it'd be nice if you could just get a code because you're a member already, and then apply that when you make your account. Using it through bonds is fine. I have no problem with letting us use in-game gold to actually do this. We're current players, we can make that money, then we can use that money to go ahead and add that code in. This is fine, this is great. As for the Fresh Start World, game mode was built on permanent, fully fledged RuneScape accounts. We had no way to share an existing membership with Fresh Start World characters, just like the situation would be if you made an alt or Iron Man today. However, after hearing your feedback, we wanted to see if there was a way for current active players to have a path to Fresh Start World membership through gameplay, just as they do with our existing membership in the main game. Where we've landed is a bit of an out-of-the-box technical solution, but we're excited to confirm we found a way to convert bonds into membership you can use on another account. This is huge. This provides a path to sub up purely through gameplay, and while there will be some manual steps involved, we can't link the accounts as mentioned. We're looking to make it as simple as possible. It's a very early in development, and we will keep you up to date as soon as we have more info to share. So this is probably why they're pushing the game back to develop this, and this is great. This is obviously a good thing, and this makes it so much better for the current player base that want to try this out, because we would have had to buy a sub, like actually go out and buy a sub. And being a member already, it kind of was like, why do I have to pay for my membership again when I'm already paying you guys? But if you can just use your in-game gold, then this makes it a hell of a lot better. It's not a 100% like amazing, purely like fixed solution, because obviously Jagex still get bond sales out of it, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was, in my opinion. I think this is good, like really good. And as long as everything else is good and too, then this is one thing. This is like the main issue that I had of it, that the current players had to rebuy stuff, and they were saying it was for fresh start people. This is only for new players and stuff to get them in. The members, current players, shouldn't have had to pay, basically. So it just kind of makes sense, in my opinion, to do it like this. This is good. Concerns about game integrity. We are rebalancing the week-to-week XP multiplier and reducing the peak XP multiplier. We've removed the boons of experience, which provide an instant level for any skill in level 99. We have removed the boons of skilling pets, which provided a 100% skill chance for skill pet drops. We are reviewing weekly effects, and we'll keep you updated if any changes are to be made. It's clear there was some real concern in the community on the impact Fresh Start Worlds could have on the value of your accomplishments and the economy due to the XP and boons. Okay, so they've removed quite a lot of stuff here, the OP ones that people weren't happy with, which is good, and they're listening. This is good. When Jagex listens, when we make a noise, make noise and like big fuss, this is good to see, and we should definitely remember this. And I'm going to talk about this at the end as well. It's important that we remember that this actually worked, okay? Well, so far anyway. Based on the extensive gameplay data available to us, we are confident that our original XP and boon balancing was well tuned for how the vast majority will play. We're also certain the mode cannot be abused to create disproportionate, I can't pronounce that, disproportionate amounts of resources in the main game, especially considering the challenges of a reset economy. However, this is an experiment for all of us, and part of that is properly considering your feedback existing scapers based on those concerns. We've toned down some areas we feel can be changed without compromising the appeal of the mode for most returning players. This is good. Good. If they're listening and they've took some of the stuff out, I didn't really go through all of these boons and stuff that much because there was a massive list, and I just paused it for you guys to go through it. But if these are the ones that people were unhappy about and they've done that change, then that's great. Good. Reward availability. We're committed to ensuring the majority of items for Fresh Start Worlds are available again in the future. Well, that's good. That's definitely good. So you're not adding new rares, and you actually told everybody that it's not new rares, so that's good. Iron Man accounts in the main game will be able to receive rewards from the Fresh Start Worlds. Brilliant. There you go. Good. In our rush to create some great rewards, we inadvertently turned the Fresh Start Worlds experience from a take part, if it appeals to you, alternative game mode, into what I feel compelled to play this situation for some active players. To put you at ease, we want to state clearly that this will not be your only opportunity to acquire these rewards. While we don't have specifics today, we hope this removes the pressure to take part if you decide the experience itself isn't for you. Additionally, we want to confirm that the main game Iron Man accounts will be able to receive any earned Fresh Start Worlds in trades from their alt should they choose to participate. So you can make an alt, you can trade all of those stuff to your Iron Man as well, which is absolutely great because they're all cosmetics anyway. And they've also said that these will be coming back to the game, so that should stop these from being like appealable in the way of these are rares. You can't get them again. Basically, this is good. It's good. It is good. People are still going to want Fear of Missing Out, because the way it works is someone's going to pay a stupid amount of money for the initial drops, but that can't be really avoided. That's the same with any rares that get added to the game in terms of like any tier 95 weapon, for example. Everyone overpays at the beginning and then it slowly comes down. That'll be the same with this. That's exactly what's going to happen with this, but either way, it can't really be avoided in that sense. And they've come out and said these will be available again, so don't go absolutely crazy about them, and you can get them again. So this is good. This is good. Limiting bonds in the competitive period. Okay, so when this came out, they were saying that there's the world first races, but you could buy bonds and sell them. Now, so many people have been saying, why is this an issue? Why is buying bonds an issue early on? Now, of course, on day one, bonds aren't going to sell. You can't take them to Grand Exchange and sell them. No one's going to buy them unless you want to sell them for like 50k. No one's going to have the gold for it. Give it a week out of the 8 weeks, people are going to have gold. Trust me, people will have a lot of gold. But even if they don't have 50 mil, bonds worth 2 mil will still be worth a lot of value to other players that want to race through. So if you could wait a week and then just get all this gold, dump all these bonds and dump them on there, you could have got way ahead of other people that weren't paying. However, they've said that each account can only buy or sell a maximum of 1 bond per weekly reset in the competitive period. That's a fix. That is a fix. That's fine. That's a fix. That's good. Okay, so each account can only buy and sell 1 bond in the weekly reset. That takes away pay to win. It just does. Bonds hold a special place in our hearts as a means to get everything you could buy for real life money through your gameplay. This is something we really feel is important to preserve the Fresh Start Worlds experience. So I assume they mean like rune coins and stuff, right? However, we have heard your concern raised about potential pay-to-win scenarios that could emerge from players selling bonds in the race worlds first, and it's also important to us that the competition itself, as fair as possible. That the competition itself is as fair as possible. To make sure we balance both perspectives, we've decided to limit accounts to 1 bond purchase or sale per week. This prevents players from buying meaningful advantage during the competition, but still allows for players to acquire bonds to fund the membership via gameplay. Now, if someone wanted to go absolutely crazy before someone says, oh, but you can just make alts. If someone to go absolutely crazy, they absolutely could just go out, make like 50 accounts and pay membership for it, and then they could like buy 1 bond on each and have 50 bonds. But that's going to be a freaking fortune, not worth it, and I don't see that happening very much. So this is good, and it's definitely a good change that they've done. I feel like I'm just kind of like going, yeah, Jagex, everything's great. But like I said, like we can go from one extreme to the other. When they did this, I was just sat here going, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is really bad. What are they doing? But the changes here, there's nothing in here that I can really think is bad. Like they've fixed all the concerns so far. Release date changes. With all of today's announced changes, we need to push back our release date by a couple of weeks. We want to take the time to make these improvements, implement them, and test them properly. As such, Fresh Start Worlds will now begin on September 26th instead of, I assume a couple of weeks before that. We hope that today's changes ensure we're landing in a great place for Fresh Start Worlds. We're really excited about the potential this has to grow a RuneScape players base and help the players rediscover the amazing game. We all love and we hope you are too. Whether you are planning on trying it out, encouraging your friends to get involved, or simply going to continue playing on your main while this all goes on, thank you for being a part of the adventure. Right, this has been 13 minutes so far, and there's something else I want to say as well. And then what we're going to do, let's just quickly check how much Q&A there is in here. Right, we'll do this in a separate video. I'm going to post them both pretty much together, so we can go through that. But there's a lot, and if I do this, it's going to be a 30-minute video. We don't want to do that, so I'm going to break them up for people who just don't have that time. But what I wanted to say, guys, is all of these changes are good, and in my opinion, this makes Fresh Start Worlds fine. I don't see a problem with it anymore, in my opinion. I think this is good. I think this is fine. Members can get in there and use the in-game gold that you can get now to go ahead and race. People who are racing for World First anyway, probably going to have that in-game gold as it is, and they can use that for bonds. This is good. This is the one change that they needed to do to make it so it was current members aren't having to be forced to pay another subscription. This is good. The thing about the game integrity, people weren't happy about these. Clearly, these would have been the mostly focused ones. They fixed that. I didn't really go through this personally, so if I'm wrong on this and there's still loads of other ones, then it is what it is. As for the rewards, they said, guys, these aren't going to be rares. These aren't just going to be discontinued. You can get these again. You don't have to panic about it. You're always going to be able to get these. They'll likely do Fresh Start Worlds again and again and again and again, right? If it's successful, they'll replay it and they'll do that. So they fixed this. And then they've limited the bonds, which is literally just the issue with, oh, we have to race, but we can buy bonds. That's fixed. 1 bond isn't going to do anything. This is good. I expected when they said they were going to do changes, because we knew they were going to do changes, I expected it to be something ridiculously small. They've gone out there and fixed, in my opinion, everything. I can't think of anything else that is a problem. Personally, if it was me, I would have just said, right, it's a fresh start world. We want new players to come back. Everybody can play for free. And then you get them hooked on the game, and then they pay for membership. That's what I would have done personally, but they're a company, they need to make money. It is what it is. If people can come back and push into it with that, that's fine. One other thing that is a concern is I've not seen personally any advertising for this anywhere. If they want new players to come, they really should be advertising it. Maybe they are. I'm not going to say they're not, like 100%. Let me know if you guys have seen advertising for this. It really should be advertised, if not, because this could be good. It could be good. But people need to pay a subscription before they start. So advertising it and explaining what it is to other people outside of the community doing it is important. Now, the thing I wanted to say after all of this, now that I've explained why I think it's all been fixed, I guess, is... clearly, guys, if we make a noise, and a big, loud noise, every single time Jagex does something that we disagree with, if you aren't okay with it in any way whatsoever, if you think this is bad for the game, not this here, but anything in the future is bad for the game, we need to put our foot down. We need to put our foot down, our feet down. We need to say no. Because everybody went on this and said, no, we don't like this, this is bad, this is stupid, and there was a massive uproar. Look what happened. They sat down, they went over it properly, they took everyone's advice, and they fixed it. If you don't like something in the future, even with Treasure Hunter, with something else, if people are having an uproar about it and people aren't happy about it, we need you to say no, because it works. Old School does it. If there's any sort of sniff of MTX, everyone in Old School is just like, lol, no, this isn't happening. In RuneScape 3, guys, they've just shown us, if we say no, and we make enough of a noise, and we all stick to it, and we all hold our grounds, they will change it, and they will take it seriously and change it. But if everybody's just sat there going, MTX is RuneScape, it's fine, don't just get over it, stop complaining, then it's fine. You guys are making it so it's possible. But if you don't care, then you should side with the people who do care, because eventually, as shown with Fresh Start Worlds, they will add something that you're not happy with and you will disagree with, and then it's too late. But make the noise. Clearly it made a difference. Jagex, I want to say thank you for listening. All the mods and stuff, they got a load of crap for this. I want to say as well, like, as a content creator, when I watched the stream and stuff on my stream, I was making sure people couldn't directly say anything about the mods, right? It was like, don't target the mods. They have to make stuff. They have to put focuses in. They got a job to do. It's the job, right? Don't give any trash to mods. I know you guys have had a lot of shit, like you have, but at the same time, thank you for pushing these back to and getting it all sorted out and stuff. This is good. I'm happy with it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and record the Q&A, the frequently asked questions bit, and go from there. Anyway, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and the second one will be up as soon as possible.